I'm impressed.
Thank you.
Bad weather doesn't keep down our scholars, does it?
No,
That's the best.
You can tell who the good students are, or the silly students. I don't know which way it is.
It's a tie.
They're one and the same.
those who have no regard for their own personal safety.
There you go. Just point the vehicle and go.
It's a good way to get the blood flowing in the morning.
Oh,
Fresh
yeah.
with death.
Gripping that steering wheel. All right. Anybody do anything as far as the honors in action?
Oh yeah, I was supposed to read that.
Oh yeah.
I literally pulled it up on my screen. I'm not sure how that. I did it. I literally went to the side.
I read it a couple weeks ago.
She read it.
Okay.
But
You have to. You're like the vice president.
what exactly do you mean?
Okay, so we voted.
Oh, okay.
And also did you all say hi to a new person in the back here?
It's a fantastic duo.
That's kind of rude of you. You're supposed to like say hi and stuff. Make them feel welcome.
And no one ever said hi to me. I just showed up.
His beard is intimidating.
Wow.
It's okay.
Our hospitality is lacking.
I'm telling you.
Wow. What Honors in Action is again, it's a project that makes us a honors society as opposed to a club.
Right.
Our theme is exploring boundaries. I mean, loosely.
Yes.
Exploring
Frontiers.
boundaries. Yeah, frontiers and boundaries, something like that.
Put a paper on that.
Aha. And there were 9 different themes that you could look at as far as what kind of frontiers and boundaries we wanted to explore. And we voted last week where we decided to pick theme number 7 as our theme, and that deals with health and medicine. So what we need to do is to go online to, you guessed it, ptk.org, and click on the link for Honors in Action, and read the pages on theme 7, and start thinking about what kind of projects, what kind of topics you'd be interested in within that theme. So is it something that, excuse me, one of the people in Sulphur Springs is very interested in looking at 3D printing as it relates to human organs. That they're getting to the point now where the technology is almost good enough where they can look at you and you do an MRI or whatever it is. And then they can say, oh, your kidney is out of whack or something like that. And then they could look at your kidney and then they could say, based off of your kidney and your body type, weight, etc., they could then program in and print out a 3D kidney for you and put a new kidney in your body that will not be rejected by your body. Because it'll be the same exact kidney as the one that you went through the first time. So she's interested in that because I know she's diabetic. And I think maybe a family member or somebody, they're looking at some type of transplant. And so she's interested to see, is that a viable thing? So when we're looking at something like that, what we're supposed to be doing is just picking a topic like that. And then the assignment is to do research on that topic. Find out if there's articles that really say that that type of thing is feasible. If you wanted to look at it, is that type of thing moral? Are there moral issues with that? Or are we, once we start recreating our own organs, are we taking the place of the creator?
It's alive!
Exactly. So are we ethically, is that an ethical thing to do? Is it something that the technology for that is going to be so expensive that only those who can afford whatever the cost will be, they can go ahead and abuse their bodies? Well, I don't know if abuse them. Some instances abuse their bodies. Sometimes it's just other reasons. But they could go ahead and do that, and then they could, almost like changing a tire on a car, go in and change their organ, and then they're good for another 50 years of life. Where other people who wouldn't be able to afford that are going to be stuck with their original organs. Or they'd have to be on a transplant list where somebody's going to have to donate an organ from another body. So in terms of boundaries as far as social within medicine, what kind of issues does that raise? Is it, again, feasible, or is this one of those dream type things that, oh yeah, we can do it and it's worked on a chimpanzee, and so therefore let's apply it to humans? Are we there yet? Do we want to go there? So anything within the field of medicine or health, that is fair game. So be looking for articles dealing with that type of thing, whatever it may be. And then what we're supposed to do is bring in the articles, and then we do a free-for-all. Where you share your articles with him, you share them with him, etc., etc., etc. And what we should be doing, and we have a perfect person here to do this, we should be looking at these articles with a reporter's eye. So when we look at these articles, the five, forgive me if I get this wrong, but the five major questions that reporters are always supposed to ask and write about are the who, what, why, when, and where. So when you look at the article, what are those, what are those questions raised about that particular article? And don't be afraid to tear it apart, but that type of thing. So why? Why do we want to go there? Who is going there? Where is this going to happen? That type of thing. And then those questions, then we're supposed to take them, and not necessarily the person who brought that article, but someone is then supposed to take and do more research to see if another article will answer those questions from the first article. And you can continue that for a period of time if you want to. Keep asking questions and keep finding more information. And then when we feel that we've found enough information, then that's where we sit down and try to come up with some kind of topic that we're going to do. So what is it about this, what all the questions have been answered, etc. Now that we've come to our final spot, what are we going to do with it? So is that something that if this technology becomes readily available, would it be something for us to contact the American Diabetes Association or some other organization and say, here is new technology, we'd like to get the information out to the people of Hunt County? Then how would we go about doing that? Is it something that it would be great to make a presentation to the schools, to the little kids? Is it a presentation we want to do here at PJC? Is it something that we want to go through Hunt County Medical Center? How do we want to take what we've got and what are we going to do with it? So we found the answer, quote unquote. Now what do we do with it? So it's not supposed to be something that you're supposed to have the answer in mind now. Just have a general topic and just start flooding research on that topic. And then especially if people have different topics, which is awesome, then we kind of look at the different topics and we'll pick within the theme one topic that we want to research further. And then again, then we decide once we've got that topic, what are we going to do with it? Again, is it going to be something that's great for PJC? Is it great for the community? Is it great for the kids? Is it great for whomever? Then could we work with someone who works with the whomevers to make a project or something that would have some kind of impact? So maybe it's putting together a pamphlet. Although pamphlets is such a 20th century term, maybe a web page would be better. Or maybe a Twitter feed. Or maybe a YouTube, Facebook posting, whatever it may be. In today's society, what's the best way to get what we found to the people who could use that information?
Basically, you're just like, we need to find a platform. Like,
Exactly.
what we want to represent.
Exactly. But we also would probably need to show why we chose that platform and not another one. So we could come up with, I mean, we've got technology here. So we could come up with the biggest whiz-bang technology there is. But if the people in the area are not technologically savvy enough to use it, what good is it? We also don't want to insult them by being too elementary in our platform. So we've got to kind of determine, based off of, again, the demographics of whom we're trying to help, what's the best way to reach those people. Then we go ahead and do our project. And then the fun part is we get to sit down in December. So this is going this whole year. But we sit down in December and we say, this is what we did, how'd it go? Was it successful? Really successful? Moderately successful? Or did it tank? And if it tanked, that's not necessarily a bad thing. If we can show why we know it tanked. So just because it didn't save the world, it's not necessarily it's a failure. It's not an epic fail. As long as we can show, well, yeah, we thought this was the platform to use, but then we didn't take this into consideration, and if we were to do it all over again, this is what we would do the next time. That's what they want to see in this whole process. And then we get to write the whole thing up based off your notes and other people's notes. We get to write this whole thing up in about a 2,500 word synopsis of everything that's taken place. That's honors in action.
And the hard part will be getting it to just 2,500 words.
Mm-hmm. Because you'll say, wait, this is important. I know you will. And you'll say, but wait, this is just as important. Put it in. And before you know it, we got a 20-page document. How do you condense a 20-page document down to 2,500 words, which is about 2 pages, isn't it, roughly?
Yeah.
Somewhere in that neighborhood. Maybe 3.
Yeah, I'd say close to 3.
Okay, so how do you condense everything that we've done into 3 pages? And I'll print out later from the Honors in Action, there is a rubric, which is the systematic way that they judge these projects. And the rubric assigns points for this and points for that and points for this and points for that. So we need to make sure when we put our 2,500 word summation together, we address those points to try to get as many points as possible when it is judged. And if we do a good job, which I know we will, it will be submitted on our behalf, and it can be submitted for both the state of Texas, our region, and it will be submitted internationally. And if we score high enough on the rubric, it is a great possibility that in either or both, we would be rewarded for our hard work. And we would be recognized as the chapter who did an outstanding job on their Honor in Action project. Get to stand and hold up the plaque and smile. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I just want to make sure that I'm understanding what I'm supposed to be doing. So let me just throw an example out there. If we talk about pharmacology over the last 100 years and how antibiotic resistance has grown since then,
Mm-hmm.
we're supposed to be making an impact to that, or we need to find out what's being done about that and report on that?
Any of that. So what within pharmacology, what would you think as far as an area of pharmacology that would deserve study?
Antibiotic resistance, like
Okay.
how it's grown.
Okay.
Because I mean, really, pharmacology is only like this last century. How much has changed within that last century is just.
Okay. So what frontiers of antibodies have we crossed or are we approaching? So is it something that, would we do something as far as measles? I mean, just throw out. Have we cured measles, or have we made it a more strict frontier to cross because of our attempts to eliminate measles?
Like going to vaccinations.
Okay. So with vaccinations of measles, where are we if we were to do, again, I'm putting a program in place, which is not the right way to do this, but if we were going to do something as far as vaccinations, what kind of research could we do to either prove to people that vaccinations are the better thing to do, or what kind of research could we do to show that vaccinations are the worst thing to do? But we would again need articles from the Journal of the American Medical Association, Lancet, that type, to see as far as what professionals in the field, what do they feel about vaccinations?
Can they be interviews with like professionals that you know?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Now, what I did was wrong in that I had a conclusion first. So what if we were going to do this properly, we would say we're interested in vaccinations. And then we could pick a particular disease if we wanted to. So vaccinations of measles, or vaccinations of rubella, or whatever disease. Then it would be our job to find umpteen articles on vaccinations of that disease. Read those articles, again, do the who, what, why, when, where, and how. Think. And then after we've read them all, where do those articles take us? What kind of conclusions can we draw from those articles? So we're not supposed to just find articles that meet what we've already decided we're going to do. So what we're to do is to find every article we could possibly find within reason. Now, we're not asking you, each one of you, to do a 30-page term paper and pull up 92 resources and read them all. No. Smaller chunks than that. But what kind of research is out there on vaccinations? And then where does that research take us? Because again, if we assume that vaccinations are good, we'll just play devil's advocate here for a second. Vaccinations are a good thing. So you just pull up every article you can find that says vaccinations are good. There is a, maybe not equally, but there is a large area of articles that are going to say vaccinations are not good because of autism and because of other partial child birth defects, etc., that can be caused by vaccinations. We don't recommend that the following people take vaccinations. If we've already got in our mind that they're a good thing, then we've ignored that section of the literature. And it could be that that section of literature is as good, as valid as the section we're using. But we're not doing an argumentative, persuasive type thing. We're doing research. Does that kind of answer your question?
Yeah, I just needed to know.
Okay. So, I mean, that's a great example. So something like that, if we wanted to do something on prosthetics, I mean, the fact that Oscar Pistorius, before he killed his girlfriend, but Oscar Pistorius was running with an artificial legs. He was able to run in the Olympics with men that had healthy legs. And they were arguing that with the blades that he had, that they was cutting down on wind resistance, and he actually, instead of being handicapped, he actually had an advantage by having those spring blade legs as opposed to somebody who had regular legs with muscles, etc. So where are we in the field of prosthetics? Anything and everything is open. So don't only let your imagination And I guess since this is an institution of higher education and public institution, as long as it is not completely amoral or X-rated or something like that, short of that, anything and everything is open. So if it's something that offends somebody because of morals, that's still, I mean, that's what the purpose of education is. So we can go into those areas if you want to go down a dark alley or two. But we're not doing it for the purpose of shocking and titillating, if that makes sense.
Other concern, you said something about in December. What if this is, since this is supposed to be my last semester here, like,
Get us started. Help get us started. So any of you that are graduating this May, get us started on this process of picking a topic and starting to research it. That's a great contribution. And then check with us, see if we're still working on it. Keep us accountable. So you do not get off the hook because you're leaving us.
well, after your test today, I may be here another semester.
Bring it up.
Broaden your mind. Be okay.
I am so not ready for this.
Okay. Any other questions on this? So next week, your assignment, and we're going to hold you to it this time. Your assignment next week, at the very least, be thinking of a general area within Theme 7 that you think would be deserves research. And if you want to get brownie points, and I know you do, pull up one article on that topic. So see if there's literature out there on it. So for next week, think of a general topic, whether it's antibodies, vaccinations, prosthetics, 3D printing.
Actually, not for next week. New member orientation is next week.
That's right. Good grief.
Good.
Okay, 2 weeks from now. Give you an extra week to do
And
this.
Nathan is ready for the food.
Okay.
Don't you bring anything? Or?
That is next week. No, just yourself.
Oh, sweet.
Awesome.
Yeah, just yourself.
Still 12:30?
12:30.
What is this?
It's new member orientation. All the people who received letters to join Phi Theta Kappa this semester, we'll be inviting them in to come check us out.
Do they have the right dates on the form?
That's
As
a
far as
good
I know, they do.
question.
As far as I know, they do.
Okay.
And you know, I got another letter for, like, of acceptance, like,
Oh,
which was kind of odd.
You're twice as accepted.
Guess so.
she's special.
Yeah, I'm real special. I just thought it was weird because it was like, I bet it was probably like crossing the mail, I think, by the time that we
So
got-
yours got through then?
Yeah, I got an email that said that I was all good to go.
All right,
set up
good,
and everything. So
good.
that's, yeah.
So ignore the letter then.
Yeah, so I think it may be just crossed. But
Okay.
I just thought it was funny.
So next week, please come. And then as we have new people, did I speak with you on the phone?
I think so. Last week.
Okay. What's your name, sir?
It's Mario.
Mario? Okay. Welcome.
Thank you.
And so come, be present, so that way when new people come, they're going to look at all the people that are already here. They're going, this is cool. I want to join a group that has people in it. So please
Do you
come.
bring anything?
We're supplying the food and the beverage.
If you want to bring something, that's fine. But I'll get a bunch of snacks and stuff. So
So if you want to bring cookies or whatever, if you have a special recipe or whatever, you can. But it's not required.
You can bring cake
Sure.
if you want. Just throwing it out there.
Oh, hey, the t-shirts are being pressed.
Oh, t-shirts are being made.
Oh.
Yes.
Oh, when do I get money for that?
I guess whenever we get them, do we have people pay for them as they buy them?
I guess so.
What was
Guess
it?
so.
$8 or something?
Yeah.
That's not bad.
So what we'll probably need to do though is do it through Sharon.
Okay.
Let me check with Sharon
okay.
and do it through her. And then that way it's accounted to her, and then I'll have to check with Diane and see what account we paid for them and what account the money goes back into. But we'll do it through her, and then that way we're not liable for the money in case like it gets lost in the pipeline. We're not responsible and have to pay for extra insurance or whatever. Not that ever happens. Yes, sir.
Am I supposed to do anything with the fish guy? Well,
Did you ask him as far as some specific toiletries or that type of thing that they're
that's what
interested
they
in?
asked me.
Yeah,
Specifics.
yeah. So what kind of
Yeah.
Yeah, whether they're female or male, just toiletries in general, what kind of things? And you're supposed to ask the WIN folks,
I already did.
okay? And
Did you
anything
get
new
all of
about
them?
the Arms of Hope?
No, like seriously, Arms of Hope Bowls has been on like shutdown, lockdown because they think a blizzard came through. So
It did for Texas. This was the Texas blizzard.
yeah, I almost killed my kids. Seriously, I'm glad they went back to school.
So you've done yours, check with yours, and
Okay.
in 2 weeks we'll do that as well.
Yeah.
All righty.